You're eating healthy. You're counting calories. You've banned carbs from your house like they owe you money. But the scale? Still stuck. Here's what nobody's telling you. Your insulin never got the memo. It's been running the night shift 24/7 for years, and every time it clocks in, fat burning clocks out. They literally can't be in the room together. So while you're tracking macros and sweating through workouts, insulin's standing at the door going, "Sorry, fat burning's not on the list tonight." This isn't about willpower. It's about a hormone that's been stuck on repeat. But once you understand how to give insulin a break, not forever, just strategically, everything changes. Today, we're going inside to see exactly why your body's fat-burning switch has been in the off position, and the 3 times during your day when insulin spikes without you even noticing. Let's find out from the inside. Here's what actually happens inside your body, and why it feels like a rigged game. Think of your metabolism as a building with 2 departments: fat storage on the ground floor and fat burning upstairs. Insulin is the building manager. When insulin's on duty, everyone works downstairs. Storage mode, all hands on deck. When insulin takes a break, the upstairs crew finally gets to clock in. Fat burning mode activated. But here's the problem. Insulin doesn't take breaks anymore. It's been pulling double shifts, sometimes triple. Every time you eat, it shows up. Makes sense, that's its job. But even when you're not eating, it's still hanging around like that coworker who won't leave the office. Why? Because your body's learned to keep it on standby. Your pancreas is the dispatch center, sending insulin out every time blood sugar rises. Normal, healthy, necessary. But if insulin's constantly elevated, even slightly, your fat cells stay locked. They're sitting on mountains of stored energy, but insulin's standing guard, saying, "Nobody touches this." Your liver has opinions too. It's stored some backup fuel called glycogen, but insulin tells it, "We don't need that yet. Keep holding." Your muscles could burn fat for energy, but they're getting the same message. Use the sugar in your blood instead. Meanwhile, your fat-burning system, ketone production, lipolysis, all the good stuff, is on permanent standby mode. Not broken, just benched. So why is insulin always on? Let's follow a regular day and find out. You wake up around 6 or 7 a.m. Insulin's low, finally. This is the golden window. Your body could burn fat right now. But then, coffee with cream, or breakfast, or a healthy smoothie with fruit. Boom. Insulin gets the text. Report to duty. Blood sugar rises, insulin rises with it, and fat burning gets benched for the next 3 to 4 hours. Think of insulin like a notification on your phone. One ping, you can ignore it. But if notifications keep coming, messages, emails, app updates, your phone never sleeps. Same with insulin. Mid-morning rolls around, say 10 or 11 a.m. You're still digesting breakfast. Insulin hasn't fully dropped yet. Then you grab a snack. Just an apple. Just some nuts. Insulin spikes again before it even finished falling from breakfast. Your pancreas is now sending reinforcements like an understaffed restaurant during rush hour, and this pattern repeats through the afternoon. Every snack, every coffee, another spike before the last one even cleared. Lunchtime arrives, noon to 2 p.m., another meal, another spike. This one's bigger if there are carbs involved. Insulin floods the system, shuttles sugar into cells, and parks the rest as fat. Your liver waves the white flag. I'll just store this for later. But later never comes. Then dinner, 6 to 8 p.m. The biggest insulin spike of the day. And if you're eating late, say 8 or 9 p.m., insulin stays elevated through the night. Your body spends the next 8 hours processing dinner instead of accessing stored fat. By morning, Insulin drops for maybe 2 to 3 hours before breakfast, and the cycle restarts. Your fat burning window? Maybe 10 to 15% of the day, if you're lucky. So when does fat burning actually happen? Almost never. And here's why that's a bigger problem than you think. So you're watching your meals. Great. But insulin's still spiking, and you have no idea why. 3 hidden triggers are keeping it elevated all day, and you're probably hitting at least 2 of them without realizing. The first trap is the one everyone thinks is helping. The healthy snacking habit. You've been told to eat small meals throughout the day to keep your metabolism going. That's insulin's favorite lie. Every time you snack, even on almonds or carrots, insulin goes up. Not as much as a donut, sure, but enough to reset the clock. Your pancreas doesn't care that it's just 100 calories. It sees incoming nutrients and sends insulin. Again and again. 6 small meals means 6 insulin spikes. Your body never gets the 4 to 6 hour break it needs to drop insulin and start burning fat. It's like trying to charge your phone while constantly unplugging it to check texts. You never hit 100%. Same with fat burning. You never actually reach it. The second trap is even sneakier. Diet soda. Artificial sweeteners. Zero sugar energy drinks. They have no calories, so they can't spike insulin, right? Wrong. Your tongue tastes sweetness. Your brain anticipates sugar. Your pancreas starts prepping insulin before the sugar even arrives. It's called the cephalic phase insulin response. Your body jumping the gun. Some artificial sweeteners also mess with your gut bacteria, which affects insulin sensitivity. Over time, your cells respond worse to insulin, so your pancreas sends more to compensate. More insulin means less fat burning. Plus, sweet tastes trigger cravings, making you eat more later. You spike insulin now, slightly, then again fully when you cave and eat something real. If you're fasting or trying to keep insulin low, stick with water, black coffee, or plain tea. But the third trap is the one nobody talks about, because it has nothing to do with food. When you're stressed, deadlines, traffic, doom scrolling at midnight, cortisol rises. Cortisol tells your liver, release glucose. We might need to run from a tiger. Problem is, there's no tiger, just your inbox. So now you've got extra blood sugar floating around, and your pancreas sends insulin to deal with it. You didn't eat anything, but insulin spiked anyway. And if you're chronically stressed, insulin's chronically elevated. Worse, high cortisol makes your cells resist insulin, so your pancreas compensates by making more. You're caught in a loop. Stress triggers cortisol. Cortisol raises blood sugar. Insulin rises to handle it. Cells resist. More insulin gets sent. Fat storage mode stays locked. So now you see it. Insulin's been running overtime without you realizing. 3 different ways it spikes when you thought everything was fine. But here's the truth nobody tells you. Your body actually wants to fix this. Here's the part nobody tells you. Your body is not resisting weight loss. It's just following orders. And right now, the order is keep insulin high. But when you finally give insulin a break, like an actual sustained break, your metabolism doesn't just burn fat. It remembers how. Let's say you stop eating at 7 p.m. By midnight, insulin's finally dropping. By morning, around hour 12, your body starts looking around like, okay, no more food. Guess we're opening the vault. Fat cells release stored triglycerides. Your liver converts them into ketones. Your brain switches from sugar dependent to fat adapted. This isn't starvation. This is your backup system coming online. And here's the wild part. The longer insulin stays low, the better your cells respond when it comes back. It's like giving your phone a full restart instead of just closing apps. Insulin sensitivity improves. Your pancreas doesn't have to send as much. You handle carbs better. Blood sugar stays stable. Fat burning becomes the default, not the exception. But this only works if you actually let insulin drop. And that means creating windows, real sustained windows, where nothing goes in. The counterintuitive truth? Eating less often can be more effective than eating less total food, because it's not just about calories. It's about insulin being low long enough for fat burning to kick in. You could eat 2,000 calories over 6 small meals and keep insulin elevated all day. Or you could eat 2,000 calories in 2 meals with a 6-hour eating window and give insulin 18 hours off duty. Same calories, completely different hormonal environment. One keeps you stuck. The other unlocks fat stores. Your body isn't broken. It's just been getting the wrong signals. Once you understand this, weight loss stops being a mystery. It becomes a switch, and you finally know where the switch is. So how do you actually flip that switch? Here's the practical protocol. Forget complicated. Here's what actually works. The first thing you need to do is compress your eating window to 6 to 8 hours. This is non-negotiable. If you're eating from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., that's 14 hours of insulin exposure. Your body gets maybe 4 to 6 hours of true fat burning time overnight, if that. Instead, eat between noon and 6 p.m. or 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Pick your window based on your life. Outside that window, nothing but water, black coffee, or plain tea. This gives insulin 16 to 18 hours to drop. Enough time to deplete glycogen stores, start releasing fat from cells, shift to ketone production, and improve insulin sensitivity. You're not eating less food. You're eating the same food in a shorter window. Your body gets the break it needs to remember how to burn fat. When you break your fast, and this matters more than people realize, don't break it with sugar, fruit, or bread. That spikes insulin hard and fast. Your body just spent 16 hours lowering insulin. Don't undo it in 10 minutes. Start with eggs, avocado, salmon, Greek yogurt. Protein and fat digest slowly. Insulin rises gently, stays lower, and you stay full longer. This keeps you in fat burning mode even while eating. Save carbs for later in the day if you want them. By then, your insulin's already been low for hours. 1 carb-heavy meal won't wreck you. 6 carb-heavy meals throughout the day will. Here's one more thing that makes a bigger difference than you'd think. Move after meals, even just 10 minutes. When you eat, blood sugar rises. Insulin rises to handle it. But if your muscles are active, they soak up that glucose without needing as much insulin. Walking for 10 minutes after eating can drop your insulin response by 20 to 30%. You're not burning fat during the walk. You're preventing a massive insulin spike, which means insulin drops faster afterward, and you get back to fat burning sooner. Even better, lift weights 2 to 3 times a week. Muscle tissue is insulin sensitive. More muscle equals better glucose disposal, lower insulin requirements, easier fat loss. 3 rules. That's it. Now let's bring it all together. So here's what you now know that most people don't. Weight loss isn't about eating less. It's about giving insulin a break. When insulin's high, fat burning's locked. When insulin drops, the vault opens. Simple biology. Not simple to execute in a world built on snacking, but simple to understand. Your body's not fighting you. It's just following insulin's orders. Change the orders. Change the outcome. Compress your eating window. Start meals with protein and fat. Move after eating. 3 rules that drop insulin and unlock the fat-burning system that's been waiting on the bench this whole time. The scale wasn't stuck because you lacked discipline. It was stuck because insulin never took a day off. Your pancreas was sending reinforcements around the clock. Your fat cells were getting the same message on repeat. Stay locked. We're in storage mode. But now you see the pattern. Now you know where the switch is. And once insulin finally clocks out, fat burning clocks in. They can't both be in the room together, but at least now you get to decide who stays and who goes.